When Shapovalov first started playing, he was really confident. He had strong hits and a tricky lefty serve that confused his opponents. Plus, he had a great coach, Martin Laurendeau, who knew a lot about the game. But suddenly, about a year ago, things seemed to go wrong. What happened to Denis Shapovalov? Let's find out. Tennis is part of Denis Shapovalov's family history. His mom, Tessa Shapovalova, used to play tennis for the Soviet national team, and later became a coach in Tel Aviv after moving from the collapsing Soviet Union with Denis's dad, Viktor Shapovalov. The family then moved to Canada before Denis turned 1, settling in Vaughan, Ontario. Denis began swinging the racket at the age of 5 and quickly fell in love with the game. Denis's tennis journey started at the Richmond Hill Country Club, where his mom got a coaching job 2 weeks after arriving in Toronto from Tel Aviv. When it became a challenge to find enough court time for Denis at the Richmond Hill Club, his mom decided to leave her job and open her own tennis academy in Vaughan called Tessa Tennis. This not only gave Denis a place to train, but also allowed his mom to teach tennis to other kids. As Denis got more serious about tennis, the training demands became too much for his mom to handle alone when he was 13. And that's when the family made a crucial decision and brought in Adriano Foravia, a former manager of tennis development for Tennis Canada, as Denis's personal coach. Adriano traveled with Denis while his parents managed the academy back home. The partnership lasted for 4 years, during which Denis achieved several junior and ITF future titles, including the 2015 US Open Junior Doubles and the 2016 Wimbledon Junior Singles. In the earlier part of 2017, Denis Shapovalov was a relatively unknown junior pro, battling for titles in far-flung locations within the lower-tiered Futures and Challenger circuit. However, the turning point came in August of that year, when at the age of 18 and ranked 143rd in the world, he secured a wild card entry into the Rogers Cup in Montreal. This tournament proved to be a game-changer for Shapovalov. Making his way through the first and second rounds, Shapovalov captivated the Canadian crowd with his impressive performance. The real test came in the third round when he faced the formidable Rafael Nadal, who was aiming for a return to the top of the world rankings. During the tournament, Shapovalov stayed at the family home of his close friend and fellow Canadian tennis player, Felix Auger-Aliassime, both of whom had idolized players like Nadal growing up. Rather than approaching the match with the modest hope of not being overwhelmed by the legendary Nadal, Shapovalov embraced a different mindset. On the morning of the match against Nadal, feeling the weight of the occasion, Shapovalov, filled with tears, removed a poster of Nadal from Auger-Aliassime's basement. Fueled by the crowd's enthusiasm, he played with boldness, taking daring shots and aiming for winners at every opportunity. In an unexpected turn of events, Shapovalov emerged victorious against Nadal. This remarkable duel propelled Denis into the spotlight, portraying him as a fearless player brimming with self-confidence. His explosive actions dazzled the public, sending a clear message that he was ready to take on the world. Before we move on, we know you wouldn't want to miss out on more exclusive content like this, so make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with all the latest in the world of tennis. The tennis world took notice of Shapovalov's achievements. By the end of the year, he was acknowledged as the ATP Star of Tomorrow. Back in his home country, he received numerous awards, drawing attention to a place that hadn't been prominently featured in tennis before. In the early 2020s, Denis Shapovalov was making a name for himself as a rising tennis star. One of his standout moments came in 2021 when he reached the Wimbledon semifinals, marking a high point in his career. The journey to this achievement included defeating well-known players like Andy Murray and Roberto Bautista Agut. A significant moment in that run was his thrilling 5-set victory over Karen Khachanov, demonstrating Shapovalov's ability to handle pressure and come out on top. However, his semifinal match against Novak Djokovic ended in a defeat. The momentum carried into the Australian Open in 2022, where Shapovalov reached the quarterfinals after overcoming Alexander Zverev. Despite a hard-fought battle, he faced a tough loss against Rafael Nadal, who eventually became the champion. Despite these impressive performances, Shapovalov found it challenging to leave a lasting impact on Grand Slam events. Many believed Shapovalov was destined to be the next big thing in men's tennis. However, as time passed, he faced challenges living up to those initial expectations. Looking back at Shapovalov's recent years, it seems that the outstanding performance that helped him beat Nadal in 2017 has been hard to recreate. Although there have been moments of brilliance, turning those into regular successes in big tournaments has been tough. And it's because of his style of play. Shapovalov plays in a daring way, taking risks and showing elegance. His strong left-handed, one-handed backhand and speedy, energetic movement on the court remind us of a young Nadal. But at the same time, his style of seeking to attack while moving smoothly across the court shows the influence of his favorite player, Federer. However, Shapovalov's recent decline seems to be connected to his bold playing style. He likes making flashy shots instead of playing with a steady and smart approach. While he enjoys doing exciting moves, he doesn't seem too interested in playing careful and disciplined points, which are really important for winning matches. The bold moves that once defined his success now contribute to his struggles. Even his strong serve, which is usually good, sometimes makes more mistakes with double faults because he always goes for risky plays. In the 2021 Wimbledon tournament, Shapovalov made a lot of winning shots, more than other players in these semifinals. But here's the catch. He also made the most mistakes. This shows that taking big risks like he did can lead to more errors. Despite making it to 6 finals, Shapovalov has only won 1 title, often struggling in important moments. When things get tough, Shapovalov finds it hard to score points and win tiebreaks. His record in deciding sets and matches is 50-50, like when he lost in the 2020 US Open quarterfinals to Pablo Carreño Busta. Also, the longer a match goes on, the more problem Shapovalov seems to face, showing a pattern in his career, starting strong but then facing more difficulties. The key for Shapovalov seems straightforward: keep the ball inside the lines. However, this has been a major challenge for him. Despite having all the essential components for success, his shot tolerance is notably low. He often produces shanks, mishits, and shots that sail far beyond the court. His game is described as that of a sprayer, someone who lacks precision. The issues go beyond mental aspects, involving technical problems like needing improvements in his slice, a poor backhand return, and an inconsistent serve toss leading to high double fault numbers. Now, it's really important for Shapovalov to fix these issues. There are new and talented young players coming up, so he needs to make quick changes to keep up. Shapovalov has a lot of talent, and it would be sad if he falls behind. Tennis Canada should step in and support him, not just for him, but for tennis in Canada as a whole. Despite these challenges, there's a belief that Shapovalov has the potential to figure things out and reduce his unforced errors. The hope is that he can control the match, since at times it feels like the outcome is entirely in his hands. There's both optimism and caution about his future. The potential to win Grand Slams and big titles coexist with the possibility of continued self-destruction. The unpredictable nature of his journey makes it intriguing to wonder if he'll overcome these obstacles or face them for the next decade. What's your thought about Denis Shapovalov? Let us know in the comments section below. If you loved this video, then you should check out this video showing on your screen. See you there.